First questions are from Councillor Bravo.
Thank you, Speaker. Thank you to the Ombudsman for this report and for this presentation. The issues raised here are of extreme importance and interest to my constituents. So I would like to ask my questions first to the Deputy City Manager Infrastructure. And in the summer of 2021, we hear in this report there was a directive to act with wartime speed response. The Pathways Inside program was discontinued. And the report tells us there was an absence of clear policies to staff around encampment response policies, notice before people's before people's belongings were seized, what enforcement should look like, and how to respond if somebody was already working with a housing worker. Those questions from staff went unanswered. I just would like an explanation about why this picture that we're learning in this final report by the Ombudsman.
So through you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, I'm not sure, Councillor Bravo, that that wholly tells the tale. In summer of 2021, when the direction was given to clear the final individuals who are encamped in those various parks, was after a year of work in those parks to move people to safer indoor space. There was clear guidance given in respect to our lawful requirement to provide notice, trespass notice. Those were done. I think, and with all the respect to the Ombudsman Office, and Mr. Otto knows how much I do respect the work they do, this is one of the most complex situations that city staff have to deal with. No matter which way it goes, somebody's not going to be content with it. The staff went through a lot for the last year plus prior to this as a result of the pandemic and what that did. So depending on who you speak to, I could completely appreciate that there may have been different responses from city staff about their level of understanding of some of these particular items. I don't know that that paints the full picture of the efforts that were taken to do this in the safest and most respectful way. So,
but do you agree that the wartime kind of response created the situation that we're here to learn about in terms of the findings of the Ombudsman, of these violent clearings?
So through you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, just to be clear, Councillor Bravo, the encampments as they became in the summer, late spring of 2020 were significant. So city staff spent over a year in these various parks, plus many, many other places, during which time we moved over 1,400 people into safer indoor space through shelter and the other hotel programs. The reference to wartime speed was likely an ill-worded response. There was, however, a direction given that the remaining encampments, one of which, Alexandra Park, caused a closure of programming. There was concern that they would grow again and wanted them directly addressed.
I'm going to run out of time. I'm
sorry.
To the city manager, in response to the report, just very quickly, will the city's encampment response be located away from the Office of Emergency Management with public servants that have the mandate and the expertise and are able to provide the supports to people who are homeless?
Through the Speaker, yes, the long-term goal of that will be a place where it can be sustained well, and we will use OEM's talent around that table, but it'll be located somewhere else in the organization.
Thank you. And I'd love an idea of when and if the steps will contemplate a mandate for that effort, policies and procedures that are in line with the housing charter that the city has adopted, and which therefore progressively advance or the realization of housing as a human right.
Thank you, Councillor. Through the chair, the short answer is yes. The city has accepted all of the recommendations from the report. We will be formalizing an interdivisional encampment working group that consists of representatives from all divisions that touch this work. And of course, a division head will lead this work, and it'll be grounded in those approaches with a deep understanding of people experiencing homelessness.
Thank you. And my last question is to the city solicitor. After the court ruled that the Kitchener-Waterloo could no longer proceed with an encampment clearing, as to do so would violate charter rights, understandably in a different set of facts because of the kinds of lands that were being occupied, I assume there's an impact on our policies here at the City of Toronto in relation to encampments. Will you be bringing forward an opinion and advice to this council about how that court decision might impact our deliberations?
Through you, Madam Speaker, my staff, or through you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, my staff and I have reviewed that decision very carefully. We have provided advice to the appropriate city officials. And I will reiterate what you had said, actually, that the facts are quite different. But that being said, we have taken it very seriously and we have provided some advice. And I know that it is being taken into consideration with respect to the city's operations.
Thank you.